There's a way that AI is disrupting the labour market that barely makes the news. It doesn't have a dramatic announcement. There's no press releases, no CEO quote, and no Reuters headlines. It's just a job posting that doesn't go up, a graduate program that quietly shrinks, a team that doesn't backfill when someone leaves. Goldman Sachs has been tracking it, and this week they put a number on it. I'm Beck, and welcome to The Riff, Career Jam's weekly AI jobs news for people who want the evidence and advice on how to navigate their career in the age of AI. If you like it, spread it. Like the jam, we've got stories this week that span Australia, the UK, the US, and Europe. Let's get into it. Let me start with the Goldman Sachs findings. The narrative around AI and jobs has been dominated by layoff announcements, Oracle cuts, Amazon trimming, Meta restructuring, and job holds. Every time one of these drops, the discourse splits into two camps. AI is destroying jobs versus that's just normal business restructuring. Both of these camps are missing something. Because here's what Goldman found when they actually dug into the data. Columbia Business School researcher named Daniel Kim put it plainly to CBS News. AI seems to be impacting labour finally, but it's actually not so much through increased layoffs. The main channel tends to be reduced hiring, especially hiring of junior workers. Goldman quantified this. In the past year, AI reduced monthly US payroll growth by roughly 16,000 jobs and raised the unemployment rate by 0.1 percentage points. That sounds small, but here's the thing. That's the average, distributed across the whole economy. In specific sectors, marketing, software, content, document processing, customer service, the effect is far more concentrated. And then there's the layoff side. Nearly 50,000 job cuts have been announced in the US alone, with AI explicitly cited as the reason. That's 17% of all US layoffs this year. April 26 was the highest single month for AI-attributed layoffs Goldman has ever tracked, roughly 21,900 employees in 1 month. So the picture is loud layoffs in specific sectors, plus quiet reduction in hiring everywhere else, plus aggregate stats that look okay because construction and healthcare are picking up the slack. If you're in white-collar work, finance, law, consulting, tech, media, the aggregate stats are not your stats. Your market is the one where Goldman is tracking a meaningful slowdown. To Australia, because there was a significant amount of new research this week and it pulls in really interesting findings. The first headline, the Australian Institute of Business released a 5-year labour market analysis. Australia's employment market has hit a record high of 14.7 million workers. AI is being cited as a catalyst for that growth. And then the number that should make every mid-career professional in this country pay attention, Australian workers with AI competencies currently command a median salary of $143,000. That's a 56% wage premium over comparable workers without those skills, a $39,000 salary gap, sitting there right now in your current market. Deloitte Access Economics dropped their June 26 employment forecast and the quarterly report they published specifically on Australia. It's considerably less cheerful than the Australian Institute of Business piece. Deloitte identifies 82 AI-disrupted occupations in Australia that face the highest risk of declining employment. These are roles where AI can replace the core tasks without needing much human judgment. Job vacancies in some of these roles are already shrinking. And the Indeed Hiring Lab data shows the share of the Australian job descriptions mentioning AI has roughly doubled year on year, from 2.8 to 5.8%. So what's actually happening? The displacement is real and concentrated in specific occupations. The opportunity is also real and concentrated on specific skills. And the people getting crushed are not the same as the people getting the wage premium. And the gap between those two groups is widening. If you are one of the Deloitte's 82 AI-disrupted occupations and you haven't yet started building the skills that sit on the other side of that line, the specialist, the integrator, the person who works with AI rather than alongside it, the window is not closing yet, but it's narrowing. I'll link to the Deloitte report and the AIB analysis in the description. Babysitting the bots. A headline I couldn't have written better myself. The Register, which is a kind of tech publication that names things exactly as they are, without any interest in being polite, ran a piece on Monday titled UK AI Hiring Surges as Firms Seek People to Babysit the Bots. Here's what's happening. PwC's UK data released alongside the Global Barometer shows that AI-related hiring in Britain jumped 61% despite a wider slowdown in job vacancies overall. AI hiring is the one category that's going up. So companies are hiring AI engineers and machine learning specialists and prompt engineers. Great. Not exactly. The hiring surge is concentrated in experienced professionals, domain experts, people who can look at what an AI system has produced and say, that's wrong and here's why. The reason? Office workers in the UK are apparently spending nearly 6 hours a week checking, correcting, or redoing the work generated by AI tools. That's nearly half a working day every week, doing quality control on AI your company bought to make you more productive. Something a bit odd about that. But it's an interesting career signal. The demand isn't for people to build AI, it's for people with enough expertise and judgment to catch what the AI agents get wrong. Now, I want to pair this with the Coface report. Coface is a French credit risk company, and they published research finding that the UK is more exposed to AI automation than any of the 11 other advanced economies they analysed. That includes the US, Germany, Sweden, and Australia. Their explanation is what they call the headquarters trap. The UK has become a hub for high-paid white-collar work, finance, IT, legal, media, consulting. These roles involve exactly the kind of tasks AI systems are most capable of right now: data analysis, drafting documents, generating content. The skills that made London and the UK's major cities economically dominant are structurally the skills most at risk. So the UK picture is AI hiring is surging, which is good news. The reason AI hiring is surging is partly that AI keeps making mistakes that experts need to catch. And the underlying labour market is more exposed to automation than almost anywhere else on the planet, which is the context in which all of that is happening. To Africa. Africa remains earlier in the AI adoption curve than North America, Europe, and China. There's rapid AI skills development. Governments, universities, and international organisations are investing heavily in AI education, digital skills, workforce readiness. And the strong opportunity areas are AI-enabled agriculture, fintech, healthcare, education, government services, and there's talent export opportunities. Many African professionals are increasingly participating in global remote AI and technology workforces. To China, talent demand in China remains explosive. Chinese recruiting data previously showed AI-related job openings were growing more than 500% year on year. More recent reporting suggests China faces a shortage of over 5 million AI professionals, with demand significantly exceeding supply. AI salaries remain highly attractive. Workers with AI capabilities continue commanding large wage premiums over non-AI workers. Government support continues. China is heavily funding AI-related vocational education, reskilling, and workforce development. The highest demand areas are large language models, robotics, embodied AI, autonomous systems, and AI infrastructure. World Economic Forum published a piece earlier in the year that I want to highlight. It summarized a study from the Oxford Internet Institute, a study of more than 10 million job postings in the UK, combined with a really interesting hiring experiment. I think the research offers some great insights for mid-career professionals. The study found that AI skills command a 23% salary premium in the UK. The interesting part is what they found when they ran a hiring experiment. They created fake CVs identical except for one variable, whether or not the candidate listed AI skills. Then they submitted those CVs to actual job listings and tracked callback rates. And what they found is that AI skills didn't just make candidates more competitive across the board, they specifically help candidates who are usually at a disadvantage. Older applicants, candidates without advanced degrees, both these populations saw substantially higher callback rates when AI skills were present on their resume. And when those skills were supported by recognized certificates from a university or from a company training program, the effect was even stronger. Certificates still matter, not any certificate, a recognized one. The study was specific about that. An AI literacy certification from a credible institution amplifies the effect considerably compared to just listing AI skills without that backing. So if you don't already have that on your resume, maybe it's time to enroll in a course. Earlier this year, the European Investment Bank published a working paper that is the first causal study of AI's impact on productivity and employment across more than 12,000 European firms. They had a few core findings. Finding 1, AI adoption increases labour productivity by 4% in European firms. And here's the surprising part. It's driven by capital deepening, not job cuts. AI is making existing workers more productive, not replacing them, at least in the short term. The second finding, that the benefits are not evenly distributed. The productivity gains from AI are concentrated in medium and large firms. Small firms are largely not seeing the same uplift. The European Investment Bank researchers flag this as a significant risk. If big companies get smarter and faster and the small ones don't, you get a widening gap in economic competitiveness that compounds over time. And the third finding is the EU is already lagging behind the US and China in developing new AI technologies. And studies suggest AI could widen cross-country income gaps, with benefits concentrating in advanced economies that are better prepared to integrate these technologies. So Europe's story is the technology's working, productivity's up, no net job losses yet, but the gains are going to big companies, the policy infrastructure is behind, and the competitive position relative to the US and China is weakening. For European workers, the CEPR summary of this research includes a policy call for an AI social compact, a coordinated EU framework for managing the labour market transition. Whether this materialises in any meaningful time frame is the open question. If you are a mid-career professional with genuine expertise and you add credible AI skills on top of that, you're in the best position in the market. The Oxford experiment shows that, the PwC wage premium data shows that, the UK babysitting the bots hiring surge shows that. If you're not doing that, if you're assuming your experience alone is sufficient, the Goldman Sachs data is the thing I'd want you to reflect on. And that's your weekly AI jobs news from Career Jam. We'd love you to subscribe, share it with a friend who needs some help, and spread the jam. You know, like career jam? One day I won't have to explain it.